Hey everyone, this is Yukimoto. And this is my very first playthrough of a game that I've ever done. Um, I don't really know why I decided to do one. I just thought it would be fun. Um, because I've never done one before. And the game that I've chosen to do a walkthrough of is Jade Empire, as you can see. I chose this game because it's one of my favorite games. Even though it's a 10-year-old game, I still play it with a fair amount of frequency. And I was, in the mood to play it again, so I figured I might as well tape it if I were going to do a playthrough walkthrough. So yeah, let's get started. First I'm going to check out the settings. For everyone who doesn't know, in this game, Student is easy, which I don't know why the minigame set to Student. Master is normal, Grandmaster is hard, and Jade Master, which, as you can see is currently locked, is this game's version of Insanity mode, Insanity. So I'm going to set it to Master, at least for this playthrough. Next playthrough, because I figure I'll do two, one for a good character, one for a bad character. I'm gonna do it on normal. Next playthrough I might do it on Grandmaster or Jade Master, I don't know yet. Let's see, I want to see... Oops, wrong place. I'm also going to turn on the subtitles, which are already on. Good. So you guys will be able to, see what, NPCs, and people are saying, even if I'm explaining something or saying something. Because, again, this is my first recorded playthrough, so I'm still sort of getting used to the idea of talking about things during the game, and I know that there will be occasions when I will probably start talking during like a cutscene or something that people might want to know about. So for future's sake, I'm gonna turn on subtitles so I don't mess up everything. Who do I want to play as? I think I want to play as Monk Zhang. Not because I like playing as match characters, but I actually rather like his character type. So because I don't like his character type, I'm gonna go in and customize it. The reason why I'm putting all of my points in health and chi is because I remember from a number of playthroughs that by the time I get to the end of the game, my focus was like way high above my health and chi, so I'm gonna boost it right now in the hopes that later on it might be evened out some. But yeah. Oh, I should also point out that I have a mod installed that gives me a few extra styles. I shall put a link to the mod down in the description if anyone would like to get it. I just noticed that Rock was like on top of his foot. Anyway, so Heavenly Wave is the style, like every character starts off with that style, which is why it's checked already. Monkey Paw, this style is one of the styles that's added by the mod. These three are, normal styles. I should point out that even if you, you know, if you have a hard time picking one style, I would recommend going with either the one you like best or the one that you can use best, because you can purchase the other ones later on in the game. So with that said, because I already know I'm going to get Monkey Paw and I don't want to get it twice, I think I shall start off with Legendary Strike, because I happen to like that one. It's very kicky and bouncy, and yes. I'll stick with him there. So, I'm done.
I swear, one of these days I'll find a way around your guard.
Okay, first, one thing before I move on. I always thought it was interesting, how they made it so that your character's face changes to sort of amplify the words they're speaking. Like, you know, as you can say this, or as you can see, this line is kind of insulting, and so his face, and so he's like scowling, which, you know, obviously goes along with it. Whereas these two are more lighthearted and joking. Like this one is much more. This one's joking, and that one's just, you know, a normal response. So his face is more, I guess, at ease than it is with that one. But anyway, continuing on.
For all that, he's trained you to be the best of us. You're not Master Li yet. I would welcome another match with you, though. Let's say one more before we break for the day. Let us begin.
See, very bouncy and kicky.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. I always thought it was kind of weird that the block shield thingy was like an orange eggshell type thing.
Yeah.
Oops. I didn't mean to do that. Yay.
Did you see? Master Li was watching. He may not show it, but he clearly takes pride in watching his students practice. I learn something every time we meet, proving that loss sometimes is the best teacher. Thank the heavens the bruises are worth it. You are gracious as always. I regret that there won't be much time for such practice now that you've almost finished your training. Master Li told me to pass on that you should speak to him when you have the chance. He said you could take your time, so you need not rush. Master Li just went into his house. It's just over there, as always. You have some time to wander the school and talk with other students. Smiling Mountain likely has some of the younger students available if you want to spar. I shall leave you to it. Take care, my friend.
I always kind of liked how, at the beginning of each chapter of the game, they sort of let you know, what's going on, talk about well, especially this one, this bit of information at the beginning of the first chapter, because it gives you information that's been going on like a little bit before the start of the game, and your training nears its completion, in the idyllic setting of Two Rivers. So I mean, yeah, you could gather that by what people would say, but it's to me, it was a rather nice touch for them to put in, basically letting you know what's going on, so you're not completely lost. Yeah, and those are all the styles, and as you can see, monkey paws amongst them. And speaking of information, I should probably let you all know that, at least for this video, I plan on just finding out information, from people, and talking about them, or talking to them, yeah. So if you find that boring or whatever, you can go ahead and skip the second video, because that will have a bit more action in it. So yeah, so, if you keep watching, you're warned. Harmonic combinations would be like using, Heavenly Wave followed up by Legendary Strike. Like, Heavenly Wave will, like, slow your opponent, which, obviously hinders them in a fight. And then you follow that up with Legendary Strike, and, excuse me, and especially if you follow it up with a powerful attack, you'll do a good deal of damage. Thaofan, you will occasionally hear you will occasionally hear NPCs speaking, which I thought this was another nice touch that they put into the game, because even within one country there are different dialects and different accents, and I just thought it was neat that they did it. Oh yeah, if I remember correctly, these styles aren't the Iron Palm and Viper styles aren't actually in the console version. Monk Shang is not included in the console version. I think they did that because there's like a time constraint or something, or not time constraint, but like there wasn't enough room on the disc or something. But yeah, and I should point out that both Iron Palm and Viper need 3 what would they be called? 3 books, I guess, or no, 3 scrolls in order for you to get them, and both the first ones for both can be found within this level, or not this particular part of the level, but like at this beginning portion of the game, and so if you're not careful and you miss one, you won't be able to complete one of the styles. I mean, you'll be able to theoretically complete the other one, but like say if you were going for Iron Palm, you wouldn't be able, and you missed the first one, you wouldn't be able to get it. And since you can only get one style, you know, it's good to, you know, figure out which one you want. But anyway, so I'm going to start talking with this dude.
Greetings, fellow student. The gate is closed for now, and I am tasked with keeping it so. Master Lee has asked that no students leave the school until the morning meditations are concluded.
The reason why I'm talking to this guy first, well, in addition to being the closest person, is because he actually gives you some information about chi and fighting styles that you kind of need to know, which it always puzzled me that he was like the furthest person away from you and the only one who has this information. But anyway.
Please do not. This is the first task I have been given, and I don't want to get distracted. What do you mean? Some sort of test? Ask me anything. I am ready to try. Wait, I know this. Yes, it's weapon, martial, support, transformation, and magic. Weapon and martial styles are pretty self-explanatory. Support styles allow you to paralyze, slow, or otherwise hamper your foes. Magic styles allow you to use your chi to control the elements, while transformation styles allow you to assume the form of creatures or even demons. I'm only repeating what I have learned in my time here, senior student, but that was one of the first things I memorized. Chi is our internal magical energy. Is that it? Yes. And we can use our chi to hasten the healing process of superficial wounds. Additionally, chi can be used to strengthen our blows, making the most of each strike. I'm sure that's right. I can't channel my chi like you and Dawnstar yet, but one day.
Yeah, again, like, no one, as far as I can remember, aside from him, tells you about how, you know, you can strengthen your blows using chi. And I think the only other way that you can find out is, I want to say something either pops up later on or you just look at the controls. Yeah, again, it's been a while since I played. But I guess we'll find out. Anyway.
Of his history? Nothing. He is supposed to be a great master, but I just arrived, so I know very little about him. I wish I knew more, senior student, but that is all I can answer about our master. Oh, good. I mean, yes, thank you, senior student, for the chance to answer your questions. Master Lee was looking to speak with you, wasn't he? After he left me here, he went back to his house in the center of the school, if you're looking for her.
Anyway,
Obo sayır uyukan
Yeah.
wo tarawayır shatir obo.
The language that boy was speaking was Thaufan. I figured I might as well give you, an example of what Thaufan sounds like. So, you know what to listen for. Or, you know what to expect, I should say.
Oh, senior student. Not too many people come back here this time of day, so we thought we'd take a moment to practice. Would you like to join us? We could team up against you and learn from the best.
I shall do that later.
We should keep practicing. We have a weapons training session later this afternoon. Perhaps one of the others, like Wen or Lin, could help you. If you wanted to help us practice in a match against us both, of course, we would be most honored.
They are quite persistent about fighting me.
Thank you for taking the time to speak with us. If you change your mind, we will still be here a while.
But, not right. Sorry, that, orange circle with the book inside it was kind of irritating me. But yeah, so I'll fight them in the next video.
It is an honor to be approached by the school's most senior student. My mother had high hopes for the school when she sent me here from the capital. Sometimes I wonder if I'm ready to train with others of such skill. Even in the robes of a junior student, I feel a long way from my home in the Imperial City.
I just noticed something while Wen was talking. Sorry, I remembered something. In this game, and I don't know why they did this, but sometimes when people talk, you will only see their bottom row of teeth or their top row of teeth. I mean, there are some where you see both sets of teeth, but you know, with Wen, you only see the bottom row of teeth. You never see the top. And I think there's a student, I think Lynn might be one where you only see her top row of teeth. But anyway, I thought that was something interesting.
You're right. Master Li would not have accepted me if he did not see potential. He measures all people carefully. I will just have to work twice as hard to catch up to your level of skill. Even then, it will take a long time to be your match. How long have you studied with Master Li? You and Dawnstar both had a lifetime of training under Master Li. He is stern with you, but you sure can see that he's proud as well. I'm sorry. I shouldn't pester you with my questions. Is there something you need? I don't know anyone else who displays the skill you do. Perhaps Gao, but he lacks discipline. That is why he still wears the robes of a junior student, despite his ability. Dawnstar would be next, with few able to match her delicate moves. Beyond that, the only other person I know well is Smiling Mountain, the sparring master.
His ears. Yeah. Anyway.
I know she is sensitive to things the rest of us can't see. Sometimes I feel sorry for her. It obviously makes her feel different, and that's not right. I think she was given a gift. Unlike responsibility, it may not always be pleasant, but it's something she should be proud of. It shouldn't isolate her. I have seen his kind in the city. He thinks his family's wealth is a substitute for nobility and is angered when others still see him for what he is, a crass and spoiled bully.
Wow, the son of a nobleman, a crass and spoiled bully. That's shocking.
Well, he doesn't come close to Master Li's skill, but Smiling Mountain is good for the younger students. He pairs novices with more advanced students so we can learn.
That does actually make some sense.
I have heard about and seen your skill, but I haven't been here long enough to know much more. Most of the students seem to appreciate your abilities. I hate to put words in other people's mouths, but it's obvious that Gao does not favor you. Master Li has been a mediator of sorts, but Gao responds poorly to authority. I'll answer what I can.
When I'm talking to people, I'm going to do my best to avoid asking questions that I've already asked others. So, but in this case, even though I asked the guy before about Master Li, because he didn't say much, I'm gonna ask him and then avoid asking anyone else about Master Li.
He is one man and guides his students well. My last school had two masters who feuded all the time. It made learning very difficult. At the Black Leopard School, I learned the bare basics of a style under First Brother Kai, but not enough to say I'd mastered anything more than a few core techniques. I'd demonstrate, but I don't think I even could. Master Li's teachings have been so much more effective that I have forgotten most of what I learned in the capital. He is greatly skilled and tutors his students intently. You especially. My school in the city was mired in politics, not an environment that promotes diligent study. I'll answer what I can. It's funny, but I still want to look over my shoulder. I have to remember that we are a long way from the ears of the Lotus Assassins. They're the Emperor's personal guardians. In the Imperial City, they watch everyone and everything, looking for those who would question the course of the Empire. The Lotus Assassins visit people who ask a lot of questions. The Emperor hasn't been seen much recently. His advisors run things. They're not gentle.
That could be taken in a lot of different ways. Anyway.
There's already enough darkness without making up stories about shadows, in my opinion. Try Lynn. She seems very interested in the ghosts. I'm no map maker, but I know the basics of the way the Empire is laid out. What do you want to know? It was a beautiful place to grow up. Brightest minds, the most noble houses, all the greatest warriors gather there. It's truly the most vibrant place in the world. I'm glad to be here, don't get me wrong. Two Rivers, though, is very
Boring.
peaceful. I'm used to a more hectic pace, I think. It's taking me some time to adjust. Two Rivers is quiet, subdued. This province has a lot of rich agricultural land. Actually, fields cover pretty much everything south of the Great Southern Forest. They consider farmers uneducated rustics, though they'd use less polite terms. They'd change their tune if they could see such a skilled tutor as Master Li out here. I'll answer what I can. It's funny.
There it is. Okay.
I honestly didn't pay much attention during history lessons at my previous school. You could always ask in the town. Old Ming loves talking about the past. I'll answer what I can. I'm honored that you should ask. What do you want to know? The school I attended in the Imperial City was becoming mired in politics, so my mother sent me up to the country instead. Politics is dangerous, she always said.
Ain't that the truth? Oh my god, feds. Holy crap. I really do love this game, but the graphics, there's a noticeable difference between it and games being released now.
Oh, I don't know. It just seems like the city is changing. Strange people, strange machines. These are interesting times. I think she just wanted to know that I'd be safe. Well, that won't be for a long time, but I'll probably return to the Imperial City. Perhaps I'll join the Imperial Guard. It's hard to think that far ahead. I'll answer what I can. Goodbye. Take care of yourself.
Win is another person that you can spar, which, you know, which means that, bleh. And so I'll be, sparring against him in the next video. The only person whom you, or people I should say, the only people whom you cannot spar against in here is Gao, this guy, the guy who hates you, and, Smiling Mountain. And, well, Jingwu, I get, you already sparred, Jingwu I already sparred against technically, so I can't do it again. Yeah.
I thought Master Li would have your attention for the rest of the day. It is good to see you. I know you haven't had much time for simple sparring. It is too bad. Your fellow students benefit from your experience. A strong opponent is the best trainer.
One thing I always loved about Smile Mountain is how fantastical his eyebrows are. I mean, Monk Zhang's eyebrows are somewhat fantastic in their own right, but not nearly as fantastical as Smile Mountain's. And I can't believe how loud he is. It's like he's a couple of feet away and you can hear the whooshing over the sound of the two students over here sparring, although they seem to have disappeared.
I am charged with giving whatever instruction I can, but my insights deal more with the philosophy of combat than the skills themselves.
His earlobes are also quite fantastical.
Master Li is very strict about what is taught here, because martial skill is a pathway to great power, and that holds certain risks. It is not just good over evil. Few things in life are that simple. The common way to say it is, do you follow the way of the open palm or the closed fist? A term for the high path, or perhaps the
Holy
way
crap.
of restraint and harmony.
I don't know if you saw that, but you could see straight through Smile Mountain's shirt / back.
The source of that tyranny varies. It is just as dangerous coming from without as within.
It was quite, that was quite strange.
Tyranny from external sources is easy to find and fight. Defending those who cannot defend themselves is a reasonable example. But when your abilities are so much greater than those around you, there is the temptation to set everything right by might alone. That is tyranny from within. True, but that can become a convenient excuse. Eventually you may decide that even direct violence is too inefficient for someone of your strength. It is a small leap from there to enforcing your will so that the crime never takes place. Suddenly you are the oppressor, when all you wanted to do was make things right. This way of the open palm is not without its hidden dangers, despite the best of intentions.
Where the fuck did those two students go? Sorry, Lynn and an NPC student are supposed to be sparring and they're just gone. It's quite,
It is
weird.
the low path, the way of aggression and discord. A misunderstood path often misused by those who wish to justify a thuggish nature. It is not as simple as crushing your enemies or as mindless as terrorizing the weak. It is a mindset born of impatience, of imposing your will.
I wonder if those two snuck off to do some more intimate, sparring.
An evil man might ignore a plea for help because he does not care, but that shows a disconnection with the world. That is not part of the way. A man on the low path might also ignore that plea, but he would do so because that person should demonstrate they are fit to survive on their own. The difference is in the details. That same man might help if the odds are unreasonable. He might also do it to incur favor. There is thought in his actions. He is not a mindless killer, but he may let strength decide what course is best. That is why it is a dangerous path. It can so easily be misinterpreted. You are the sum of your actions. The harmony or discord that you sow will weigh on your shoulders as surely as any physical yoke. But there can be advantages. Certain forms of attack inherently lean toward one extreme or the other. They have a rhythm that resonates within you. You may find that some attacks perform better if you are more intent on causing discord. How you use this is for you to discover and decide. I am charged with
Sorry, just he'll keep repeating that. If I say, I want to ask about something else.
Ah, yes, training. For some time now, I have offered, for a small fee, to run students through a short regimen that will help them enhance their abilities. The lessons you learn from me, or from any trainer for that matter, will stay with you and help make you stronger, or better able to focus your mind or magic. Training has worth, and Masterly allows me to collect a small fee to reinforce this. Travel outside 2 rivers and you will find my prices are quite reasonable. No, I try to improve base abilities, but through the basics that Masterly has instilled. When you have the opportunity, I'm sure you will pick up new styles quickly. Let's see what you can learn.
Yeah. I mean, it is true that his price is quite reasonable compared to other merchants, but at this point in the game, he's basically wanting you to spend 1,200 silver in order to buy all 3 abilities. Which, yeah.
What can I do for you? I am here to serve and train.
Just want to make sure I got everything.
There are a few, but not enough for me to set up some of the more challenging matches that I'm sure you would prefer. There will be more students available later in the day when many of their exercises have concluded.
Yeah, a little later on, you'll be able to spar with up to 5 different students. But yeah, so since I'm waiting to do the sparring stuff, I'm gonna do this in the next video.
I am charged with giving whatever instruction I can, but my insights deal more with the philosophy of combat than the skills themselves. The turtle's shell protects him only from harm of which he is aware. Ask away.
Don't go. Seriously, just. Don't spout physiology.
Goodbye.
Can't
I
think
am
of the
here
word.
if you need anything.
There they are. What the fuck are you 2 doing over here?
Our most senior student has a spare moment to spend with me? An honor. No, wait, I shouldn't be like that. Master Lee always reminds me that jealousy is a low path and not worthy of one of his students. I understand your training is almost complete. I wonder who will replace you as our example.
Okay, so you can't.
It certainly
Okay.
won't be me. I can't even imagine Master Lee saying, "You must strive to be like Lin in all things" to the others. Just the opposite, more likely.
Philosophical, that was the word I was looking for, not physiological. Anyway, I was wrong. You can see both sets of teeth with her, but her chin elongates. Which, it's kinda weird. But yeah.
That makes sense. Is that how you live your life? If so, it certainly seems to be an effective philosophy. You could just be pouring honey in my ears, but that's not half as fun as other places it could go.
Alright
Oh
then.
my, you've gone kind of red. I shouldn't tease you like that. Maybe I should spend more time training and less time worrying about where I stand in the school. How else will I be good enough to take you down one of these days? Besides, there might be bigger things to worry about.
I find myself intrigued by the ghost tales that everyone's mentioning.
Yeah, that was another indicator that this is an older BioWare game, because, like in Dragon Age and Mass Effect, if an NPC were to say a line like that, you know, you could just be pouring honey in my ears, but that's not half as fun as other places that would lead to, you know, having the option to sleep with that character right then and there. But they don't have that option in this game, which kind of sucks, because he would totally take advantage of that opportunity. Anyway. Yeah.
Other than what Dawnstar senses, all I have is stories, but they're becoming more and more common. Tales of people being haunted by loved ones, and mad ghosts attacking people on the roads, or even in their homes. And Master Li accepts Dawnstar's ability to see and sense things others can't. If he believes her, then how could I believe otherwise? They're exactly what you'd expect, the souls of humans who have died. According to all the legends, when you die, your soul travels to the underworld. Once there, your soul is judged and placed upon the wheel of life, so that it can return to this world in a new life. A soul that doesn't return to the wheel of life becomes a ghost. According to the stories, ghosts are usually people whose souls are trapped in this world, either by circumstance or because they won't let go of their old lives. The thing is, those circumstances are very rare, and you never heard about ghosts 10 years ago. Now everyone's talking about them. It's like something has happened, and people aren't leaving this world like they should be. Either that or it's mass hysteria, but I can't believe that explanation.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to write something off, like ghosts appearing as mass hysteria. I mean, I'm sure in the beginning that's what it was thought of, but as it increased, it would be harder and harder to use that as an excuse or explanation of what's going on.
That was my first question when I started hearing these rumors. Apparently they can look just like us, though possibly pale and faded. Some ghosts have been around a long time, and apparently they begin to change. They grow distant from their bodies and become more monsters than people. The scary thing is that a lot of the stories I've been hearing are about these old ghosts, the ones that look like monsters. It just doesn't make sense. From what I understand, Dawnstar is very sensitive to magic and to the spirits we call ghosts. She sees things that others can't. Sometimes she knows things that she shouldn't. I really can't say if it's intuition or something else.
What, that she's telepathic, or she spies on everyone?
If you wish. What do you want to ask about? You think I will talk about them behind their backs?
Want me to?
I will, but I don't want people to think of me as the local gossip, even if I am just that.
Alrighty then. Okay, I'll just talk about the various students.
If you wish. What do you want to ask about? I'm sure you've figured out most of my little quirks by now. I've been here a few years. I wasn't the delicate flower my family had hoped for. They believed school would calm my spirit. But Master Li has shown me how to focus myself. I have learned many skills while here, and not many of them require that I be delicate.
She's definitely not delicate. Sorry, that line reminded me of, the line in Romeo and Juliet,
When I am done, I haven't really thought about it. I won't go home. There's no place for me there. If I can stomach the books, I could become a scholar. Perhaps I'll go to the Imperial City. I should see it at least once in my life. I wasn't the delicate flower.
Oops.
But
My bad.
if you wish.
Talk about that. Okay. Then
Leaving so soon?
I think the only person, yeah. I'll just.
Oh, you're finally here to talk to Master Li, are you? I certainly hope so. The old man is in there meditating, and he won't train me until he talks to you.
Shut up, asshole.
What? The old man?
Oh,
That's
what the
it is.
fuck is up with
Young
your
men don't get
eyes,
mired
dude?
in
They're
foolish
coming through
beliefs
your
like
lower
the belief that your
eyelids.
training is more important than everyone else's. If anything, you disrespect this school by monopolizing so much of the master's attention. I've heard worse threats from children. I know you'd never start anything without the old man's permission. You wouldn't dare risk your status as exemplar to us all. When did your tongue develop such barbs? Be careful lashing it around like that. Someone might tear it out for you. Master
Yeah,
Li
and I'd
wants
kick
to
your
talk
ass if you tried.
Do me a favor and go talk to him. Then maybe I can actually receive some education at this school.
Okay, so now that I have talked to everyone and gotten all the information from the scrolls, I am going to bring this video to an end. In the next video, I'm going to be sparring against people, as well as finding out what Master Li wants. Finally, considering that everyone's been like, Master Li wants to talk to you, Master Li wants to talk to you. But yeah, so I shall see you guys then. Later.